My name's Owen Morris and this is my episode of Påsen. Yes, so David Bowie, Low. It's my copy of it with Fortune, this original. I brought it all the way from Edinburgh today to Gothenburg, to be here in sunny Gothenburg. Johnny Marr played this to me. Johnny Marr, the guitarist from the Smiths. And Johnny had this enormous record collection. He had every fucking record, bigger than that shop, basically. Johnny's front room was full of records, and he had everything, and he just constantly played music. And I remember him playing Low, and which I'd never heard before. I think I'd heard like the single Sound and Vision, and maybe Be My Wife, but not the whole album. I used to listen to it in his studio, really fucking loud, and it's always stayed with me. This is my favourite Bowie album to listen to this day, and it's the only Bowie album that I actually listened to all the way through. I find Bowie's albums generally very patchy, to be honest. But this is quite incredible. It's a beautiful record. It's part of his German trilogy, even though it was recorded in France. Tony Visconti produced this, by the way. Brian Eno normally takes credit for it. It's wrong. Tony Visconti produced it. It's extraordinary. It still sounds extraordinary. It still sounds very modern. I don't really know what modern means, actually. But it always sounds fresh to me. It never gets boring. Songs like Be My Wife, apparently it's very personal, lyrically, Bowie, this. He was coming back from America, he was regathering himself, allegedly, and this is his most intimate kind of statement he could make about it all, even though the lyrics make no fucking sense at all, a lot of the time. I guess there's a thread that runs through it. There's a sense of melancholy that runs through it, and there's a sense of joy. Definitely a sense of melancholy, though. It's good. I don't know. The album before Black Star that had Next Day, Thank You, and had the single, my brain's, I'm getting old. That was a big deal, because that was like number one in Britain, and the single and the album were number one. It was Bowie's first album, and there was no publicity, and he released it that 1 week, and it was extraordinary. To me, that was a bigger event than Bowie releasing Black Star and dying. I think people have an idea he was kind of dying. I'm not sure that really. It was just more sad that he died, really. But the album before was a bigger deal because he was kind of back doing something extraordinary, doing some amazing music. I've said this once before and I'll say it again. The greatest solo artist ever. Even when he was alive. I like that line. Even when he was alive, he was the greatest solo artist ever. Now he's dead, he's still the greatest solo artist ever. Yeah, no, it's very sad. Kind of affected me, Bowie dying. Very strange. Me and my wife listened to Bowie a lot, and very sad.
Everything's as it should be. There's a place where you and me can get as deep as the sea.
I do. Most of these people are still alive. That's actually funny because it's true. Joy Division. New Order. Sorry. Same band. Lead singer killed himself years ago. Current lead singer still alive, Bernard Sumner. This Technique, the album they made in 1989, their Ecstasy album. This is my favourite. New Order are my favourite band. I love New Order. I love the romanticism about them. I love the chaos about them. I love all the I love all the truth about them. And this record does it to me. It's an album about love. It's a Bernard falling in love. It's an album about falling in love with your bird and being a bloke and talking about it, and like slagging off a few mates along the way. It's extraordinary. It's when they went to Ibiza and took ecstasy, and they basically created the acid house movement in the UK, certainly, and they kind of, or everything they'd been working for throughout the 80s with Sheens and fusing programming together with guitars, and came together on Technique. And it's a beautiful record, and it's a funny record, and it's a pop record, and it's a love record. It's brilliant. Ooh, there's not a lot on this record that is relevant to what I do. This is a very precisely recorded record. None of my stuff's precise. If ever there's any influence from this, it's the joy that runs through it. I would attempt at some stage to try and capture, but I don't know if I ever do. And it's funny. So I don't know sort of technique-wise on Technique is that relevant. But there are things about this that I really like that are important to me with all the bands I work with. That are the songs, the lyrics. The lyrics on this are extraordinary. Lyrics about being a man, you know, being a man trying to love his woman, and the dilemmas therefore, the good and the bad. It's all there. It's funny as hell. Well, it's not actually that long. It's only 9 tracks. It's a nice little album, this. It's good. Oops, he said. I'll do my Eric Morgan. There's 3 major tracks on this. Fine Time, first one, where Bernard loses it. Steve Morris was telling me when they were doing this in the studio, Bernard was taking so much ecstasy. That's when he suddenly he thought he was Barry White, and he becomes Barry White in the middle of the song. Steve Morris said it was quite a thing to see, but I think Bernard pulls it off. And then the last 2 tracks, Vanishing Point, is kind of where they nailed house music with the piano riff, and Bernard singing like he's God, totally eat off his tits. And Dream Attack, the last track, has got some of the greatest lyrics about being a man. And it's basically Joy Division. They are Joy Division. And it's very moving because of that, actually.